My dear friends, they're here for one reason. They're here to see a story. Now, friends, what will the story be about? Well, if you look around and you look out of your window, you'll see the sky is high and blue, but it's cold. It's not the summer anymore. The summer is gone. But if you remembered the summer, you would remember the trees. And the trees in the summer were tall. The trees had loads of green leaves. The trees were showing off all the time. They were saying, check it out, look at me. I'm a tree and I'm beautiful and I'm beautiful. But what's happened to the trees now? Well, my dear friends, it is now autumn. And in autumn, the old word for autumn is fall. And that's because all the leaves fall from the trees. And before they do, they change magically. They turn yellow and red and golden and orange. And then they all fall down. In America, the autumn is just called fall. Now, when they fall down, they lie on the ground. And that's the best thing to do in autumn. When you're walking along and you see some leaves, you can kick them. And they go up like that and come down. And you can kick them again. And it's the only thing you can kick that doesn't get hurt, which is a good thing. But then the leaves begin to rot and they go into the soil and they enrich the soil. So when it's spring, more trees can grow again. Once upon a time, there was a boy, and the boy had just finished school. But his mum didn't come to pick him up. Because he lived in the countryside, he could walk all the way home. But the boy didn't want to walk home. The boy wanted to run home. And so he left school and he began to run, running across the fields, hopping over the walls. And then he saw the hill before his house. And he thought, I'm going to run to the top of the hill. And he ran and he ran and he ran and he got to the top and his legs were hurting and his lungs were burning. And he thought, I'm at the top now. I can run down a hill, which isn't really running at all. It's just stopping yourself falling over. You know, when you run down a hill, do you ever see that when your legs overtake your body? That's a great feeling. Well, he thought, I'm going to run down the hill. But down in the meadow, he saw leaves, a pile of leaves. And the wind came down, and the wind got the leaves and made them into a tornado. And the boy said, yes, I'm going to crash through the tornado. And he began to run down towards the tornado. He got faster and faster. My dear friends, if you run through a tornado of leaves, be sure to make a wish. And the boy knew that. And he thought, I don't want to run on my own anymore. What I really want is a dog the color of those leaves. And crash! He ran through the tornado of leaves and carried on running all the way to the woods. And he got to the woods and he stopped because he got that feeling that makes your skin bristle and the hairs stand up. He had the feeling he was being watched. He kept looking behind him. There was no one there. He looked in the trees. There was no one there. It's just a feeling. I'm going to carry on running. And he ran through the woods and he stopped again. He looked behind. He knew there was someone following him. Who was it? There was no one there except just a leaf that had come in from the meadow. A lovely big leaf, bigger than his hand. A leaf that was colored golden. I better go. And he started to run again, but he thought, I am being followed. I'm going to hide behind this tree and look. And he looked. There was no one there. except the leaf. The leaf was still following him. Is it the leaf? Is it the leaf that's following me? Well, I can run faster than a leaf. And he ran through the wood, and he ran through, and he went out of the wood, and he could see his house. And he thought, I'll run down the field. And he ran down the field, and he stopped. And he looked back towards the wood. And there was the leaf coming out of the wood. And he knew now, the leaf is following me. The leaf is following me. He ran down to the big wall, and he hopped over the wall. He looked behind. The leaf came. The leaf came after him. The leaf bounced up and down, blown by the wind, following him. He hopped over the wall and ran along the side of the wall. He looked behind. The leaf came over the wall and landed on the other side. He got to the road. He said, I've got to cross the road. Look left, look right, look left again, look right again, and walk across the road till he got to his house. And when he got to his garden gate, he opened the garden gate, looked across the road. There was the leaf across the road. And it came. It didn't look left and right. It came towards him. He closed the garden gate. He ran up to the door. He banged on the door. Mum, 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 let me in, let me in, let me in. His mother opened the door. What's wrong with you? He flew straight in. His mother closed the door. What is it? What's the matter? Oh, nothing, nothing. He was a bit embarrassed. He didn't want to tell his mum that he'd been followed home by a leaf. He went down and he had his tea. He had beans on toast, which he said were 40 skinheads on a raft. He ate the beans on toast, looked out of the window, and there was the leaf in the garden, slowly turning, moving in the breeze. Mum, Mum, I think I want to go to bed now. And so Mum said, okay, well, brush your teeth and put on your pajamas and go to bed. So he brushed his teeth, and he didn't even think about the leaf. He put on his pajamas and he got into bed. He pulled the blanket up to his chin, but he couldn't stop thinking about the leaf. He wondered whether the leaf was outside. He got out of bed. He went to the curtains. He opened the curtains. And there was the leaf, stuck to the window, looking at him. Ah! He closed the curtains. He ran to his mum's bed. Mum, can I get into bed? Of course you can get into. What's the matter? Nothing, nothing, nothing's the matter. I'm not scared. Well, he slept that night. And the next morning he got up. He went downstairs. He had his breakfast. He looked. The leaf was gone. The leaf wasn't watching the house. He went out and he walked all the way to school, all the time, looking behind him, but the leaf was not following him. He saw other leaves, piles of leaves. He kicked them because you're allowed to, but he didn't see his leaf. He went in to the school. He saw his friend, and they sat down because they had to do their writing. And he got out his pencil. He started to write. And Miss said, if you've stuck on something to write, just look out the window. Let your mind wander. He looked out of the window, and there was the roundabout, slowly turning, squeaking in the breeze. And there was the swing, slowly swinging in the wind. And when he looked at the seesaw, there was the leaf on the seesaw, going up and down, up and down. The boy couldn't stop thinking about the leaf. So that Saturday, he had a good idea. You see, there was a beach near him, and there was a man who lived on the beach, and the man lived in a small cottage that he built from wood that had been washed up on the shore. The man's name was Fish and Chips, and he knew everything. So the boy said, I'm going to go down and ask if Fish and Chips can get rid of this leaf. He started to go down to the beach. He was running down to the beach. He liked the way his footprints went in the wet sand. And then he had that feeling again. the feeling of being watched. He looked behind him, and there was the leaf, blowing in and out of his footprints. Quickly, he ran to Fish and Chips' hut. He knocked on the door. Fish and Chips, let me in. Fish and Chips, let me in. The door opened. Hello, boy. Quick, close the door. What's the matter with you, boy? Why are you so frightened? Oh, Fish and Chips, outside there's a leaf, and the leaf's been following me. Oh. Did you run through a tornado of leaves? I did. Did you make a wish? I did. Oh, boy. Listen, what you gotta do is you've gotta catch that leaf and put him in this box. Oh, all right then. But it'll only work if I can take one of your whistles. Whistles? He looked up and there were loads of empty jars that Fish and Chips had on a shelf. He said, that's where I keep all the whistles. Now, I'll take this one. He took down a jar, opened the stopper. Now, whistle in here and I'll catch it. Okay, said the boy. What shall I whistle? Oh, just a song, you know. Okay. And the whistle was caught in the jar. He put the whistle back up. He said, boy, you got to go outside and get that leaf inside here. We'll put him in the box. He opened the box, got a net. Go on, boy. The boy went to the door, opened the door. He looked, and there was the leaf outside. Come on then, you leaf. I'm here. Come and get me. The leaf made its way towards the boy. The boy said, come on, come on. The boy stepped back. The leaf came into Fish and Chips' door. The boy closed the door. Fish and Chips got the net, caught the leaf, put the leaf in the box, and locked the box. There we go, boy. I got your leaf now. You're free. The leaf will never follow you again. Okay, said the boy. Thanks, Fish and Chips. He left. He began to walk along the beach. And as he walked, he had a funny feeling. He felt sorry for the leaf because the leaf had lived its life outside all its life. And now it was in the box in jail. And he said, no, I don't want that leaf in the box. I want the leaf to be free. And he ran back to Fish and Chips' house, knocked on the door. Fish and Chips opened the door and said, oh, hello, boy, you're back. Come in. Do you want to see your leaf? I don't want the leaf to be in a box. All right, then, said Fish and Chips. Open the box. The boy bent down, opened the box, and there was no leaf. There was a dog, a golden dog, the color of the leaf. And the dog jumped up and started licking his face. Oh, hello, boy, said the little boy. Come with me. And they left Fish and Chips' house. And the boy ran along the beach. And the dog jumped and played and ran in and out of the boy's footprints. My dear friends, that is the end of that story.